Joining me now is JD Vance, author of Hillbilly Elegy and Ohio Senate candidate. JD, great to see you tonight. It isn't just that there's a deficit in the number of good elected officials we have. It's also that so many of them actively work against what's best for their own citizens. It's stunning.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, if you just look at what happened in Wisconsin, so you have this corrupt prosecutor going after Kyle Rittenhouse, I think bringing a case to trial that should have never been brought in the first place, so thank God he was acquitted. And yet at the same time, in the same state, you have a prosecutor letting a guy go on $1,000 cash bail, who then goes and kills 5, I guess now 6 people in what is effectively a terrorist attack in Wisconsin. Like, you need people who you elect to do a job to actually do it. And so many of our public officials are so motivated by a certain ideology that they're unable even to carry out the public charge that the people gave them.
And Jen Psaki was asked about Biden's, just plain defamation of Kyle Rittenhouse's character today. Watch.
Would the president ever apologize to the acquitted Kenosha shooter Kyle Rittenhouse for suggesting online and on TV that he is a white supremacist?
The president believes in condemning hatred, division, and violence. That's exactly what was done in that video.
JD, that is such a pathetic dodge, but it's what we've come to expect from people who just refuse to take any accountability.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I half expected her to say that the president doesn't even remember what he said yesterday, much less 6 months ago. But, you know, if you look, it wasn't just the president in his television advertising. It was many things that he said during his campaign. He was actively criticizing this kid. And it's such a sad contrast, you know, a guy who embarrasses you every time he goes on television, who was actively criticizing a 17-year-old kid in a false and defamatory way. I hope Kyle Rittenhouse goes after these people, the media, the president, everybody who really lied about him and knew, or at least should have known better.
Now, Joy Reid, JD, continues to just exemplify the left's, best distorted view of the Rittenhouse trial. Check it out.
The American right, including some of the most craven, openly inflammatory bomb throwers in the Republican Party, celebrated the gunning down of 3 fellow Americans, leaving 2 of them dead, like it was the Super Bowl.
JD, contrary to what Joy Reid says, I think most people on the right are really depressed that it was like a 17-year-old who felt it was necessary to put himself in this situation, and no one ever wants to see any loss of life, but that was just because the local officials, wouldn't keep the peace.
Yeah, where were the adults? You know, this fell to a 17-year-old kid because law enforcement, local prosecutors, everybody basically gave up Kenosha to the mob, setting local businesses on fire, destroying, rioting, and looting that community. Where were the adults? I mean, I actually feel bad that Kyle Rittenhouse felt like he had to go and do something because none of the people who were supposed to protect Kenosha were actually doing it.
JD, great to see you tonight, and have a happy Thanksgiving.